to the bicycle with our mark. A team came out here last night and swept the whole course. While we got here. So, yeah. They call it A-cycling. So you got a hold of me. I passed you through.
Seward Park, this is it. First race of the season, 2022. It's a beautiful day. This is the 5:30 race. We had the women's race at 5 o'clock. 5:30 is co-ed. I put novice on the titles, but I think they call it beginner, Cat 4, Cat 5. Yeah, women's race was before this, and I think 5 or 6 of the ladies stuck around and are going to race in this one too. Field's probably about 30 today. I didn't count exactly, but pretty good field for the first race. And as you can tell right away, it's a beautiful day. A little bit of water on the ground, but it's not slippery, not dangerous. Yeah, we're kicking off to a pretty fast start here. These are mostly my guys up here. Gene Johnson, just terrorizing the front right off the bat. Got Cosmo, not on our team, up on the left there. We've got Collin, UW rider coming up. We got some Fountain riders coming in. Yeah, so good quick start. We're going to have 12 total laps today. The race does go by time, so I think it's a 25-minute race, and then once we're about out of time, we'll do one final lap. So depending on how fast we're going, it could be 11 laps or 13 laps, but 12 is a pretty common number. Yeah, super excited for this race. This is the first time that I've come into Seward with my version of Seward Fitness. So I've been racing at Pacific Raceways, and we've been doing the escape route out there, which is, it's kind of like, we joke around, I've been calling it Seward 2.0 because it's a similar kind of route. There's some flat, there's some descents, there's one climb, it's super punchy, and that's exactly what Seward is. So you've got this slight downhill here, comes into a very slight uphill for the finish. We're about to come across the finish line right now. A really sharp turn. I don't know how many degrees it is. God, maybe like I shouldn't even guess. It's way more than a 90-degree turn, but generally pretty safe, pretty clean. I want to give a shout out to a cycling team. So at the very beginning of this video, I let the race director he was talking about a cycling team, but they came out and actually swept the entire track, or at least most of the track, the day before the race. So super cool of them. That's awesome to have that kind of community support for these races. And then the race director, I'm not sure his name, but I guess he came out and actually patched some of the holes. So you'll see a little bit of fresh asphalt, just like little bits. And he came out and did that. So it's super cool. I love Seward. It's kind of my nemesis. I know for a lot of us, racing it's a nemesis because it's just like, it's like you're all or nothing almost the entire time. There's a little false flat we're going up right now, but we're about to come into the punchy section. So hard punchy section, then a slight downhill where you can coast. Really easy pedaling up to the corner. There's a sharp turn. Come out of the sharp turn, you usually sprint for a moment, descend downhill, no effort, and then right back into it. And it's just over and over. So it's essentially like 12 repetitions of like VO. I don't know if it's VO2, but like neuromuscular training. So you can see I'm doing like 600 watts here. Almost touched 700. Not for long, but it's enough after. Oh yeah, here we go. I hit 800 there for just a moment. It's not for long. It's only for 10 or 15 seconds or so. But after 10 or 11 rounds of that, you're feeling like Rocky Balboa at the end of Rocky 1. You're feeling pretty beat up, or at least I am. Yeah, so let's see. What should we talk about today? I'm guessing, so new season, probably some folks in this race that haven't raced at all before, or maybe haven't raced Seward before. So maybe I could do kind of like a quick intro and like my thoughts. Being something, I couldn't say I'm really like a Seward veteran, but at this point I've probably raced it. This is probably like somewhere between the 12th and 15th time. So I've raced it like a fair amount of times. If you're wondering why I've raced it so many times, I'm still racing novice. You'll see at the end. It's it's not an easy race. And this 5:30 session is definitely where I belong. But yeah, okay. So the race. Maybe I'll kind of start the discussion once we get to the finish line. But Oh, we've got Kirk there up on the right. He's really good at Seward. He's kind of pushing up there in the gray. This section of the course right now, as I'm kind of just like meandering with my thoughts, is often a good section to move up. This kind of false flats coming into the base of the hill. It's nice to be able to carry speed into the base of the hill. Like when in the final couple laps, when people are going hard, you can carry a lot of speed into this hill. This one, yeah, I hit 800 again. I'm right on my buddy JD's wheel. Oh, and there's a car on the course today. I've never seen that before. Somebody must have... They put up signs to close this race course to traffic, but if folks come in really early in the day and park, there's not much we can do. We're not going to, tow them or anything. It is a public park. We just rent it from the city. I say we. The race directors just rent it from the city every Thursday in the summer. Okay, so we're coming up to the start-finish line. All right, it's not the start-finish. It's just the finish line. We've got 15 minutes left on the clock. I don't know if you saw that. There's two main ways to take this turn. Outside line, inside line, pretty simple. I take the outside line the first couple laps, and then I'm pretty sure I switch to the inside. If you haven't raced this before, outside line is probably your best bet. You don't have to lean into your bike quite as much. There's if you're not as comfortable taking sharp turns, there's more room for you to drift out wide. I think you'll see as the race progresses, I start to take the inside line, which I think I prefer. You do lose more pace coming through the turn there, but you can kind of step into your acceleration. I feel like a little bit faster. I don't know. You can carry more speed into that turn than I think a lot of people are willing to do. Oh, here's Cosmo coming up on the right. I just met him this last week. He was the gentleman that was having some trouble bumping out my teammate and kind of causing a little bit of havoc in the race. And I think we figured out that it's just he's really fit, but he hasn't really ridden in groups very much. So nothing intentional on his part. He's just kind of learning how to ride. Looks like I'm making up some wheels here. I think I did this a few times. I actually used the hill to make up some space to get myself moved back up into the race a little bit. Looks like I waited till the fourth lap to do so. Trying to go back to the course. I'm again meandering with my thoughts. This is a slight downhill. So you come over to the top of that hill, and if you're able to hop onto somebody's wheel right away, so this is a tip here. If you're able to come over to the top of that hill with some speed, go ahead and put out an effort. Jump onto a wheel right away. You can actually get a fair amount of rest over the top of that hill as you come into the slight downhill. You'll have to put in a little bit of effort again coming past the finish line because it rolls up, not much. Usually have to hammer a bit out of the turn. I just realized I think my power date is off by like a half a second, unfortunately. But it's pretty close. And then you come down to this downhill. If you're a smaller rider, you might have to pedal a little bit if you're not on a wheel. For me, at about 195 pounds, I can generally, even if like a little gap opens up, my momentum will carry me back into the group. So I usually don't pedal at all downhill, and use this as an opportunity to kind of recover a little bit, which I'm definitely doing here. Back on my buddy JD's wheel. He's on Collin's wheel from UW. Another Fount rider in the front, pushing the pace a little bit. Don't know his name. I found most of the Fount guys aren't as talkative, so I haven't had a chance to get to meet them yet. The racer here in the black, I think his number is 1499. I think he might win the race today. I'm not certain. I was a little too far back to see the finish. Not to ruin the race results, but I'm in the race the whole time, so you'll basically see all the race until the very end. But I think he might win, so maybe a good person to keep an eye on. Rider in front of me is Zervenbergen, former Audi in the bright red. So we've got a few teams represented, but my team, Gene Johnson, I don't think any of us are in the front right now except for me. I showed up a little late to the race today and didn't get a chance to talk team strategy, so I don't know what the guys are doing, but oh, here they come. Cisco, one of our other Devo captains, looks like he's coming up on the left. Oh yeah, he's coming all the way up. He's got something planned. I think that's Peter behind me from UW. I think he's going to take a third today. So congratulations to him. He had a good race day. I haven't looked at the footage yet, but I think I got a little bit of an interview for him. So if it looks okay, I'll throw it on at the end. If not, Peter, apologies, but congratulations, and also congratulations to Collin who led him out to help him get that third place. So that's awesome. I believe there are two preems. I believe there are two preem laps. You'll hear the race director ring the bell, and if I'm also correct here, I think the guy in black, I think he wins both the preem laps. So, don't know who he is, but yeah, had a heck of a race, clearly. Here I am, so I remember this, I'm intentionally not letting myself drift back, but I didn't want to do a crazy amount of effort coming into the base of the hill, just knowing myself. So I I strategically let myself drift back, and I'm serious about this. I'm not making it up. I actually was okay with it. I let myself drift back to reduce my effort there, and then I figured I'd make it up on the hill, which I kind of do. I lost a couple wheels, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the preem lap, and that's why it's stretching out so much. And I knew that, and I wasn't going to try to chase down anybody going for the preem. Yeah, whoever's getting the preem, they're pretty far off the fronts. Yeah, this stretched the race out pretty good. That's a good lap. Good timing for a preem lap, too, halfway through the race. Gets everything stretched out. We have 9.5 minutes left. So that's 9.5 minutes until we have one more lap. So racing for a little bit longer than 9 minutes. We got Luke Wilson, I think, here on the left. I think their team name is Seattle Cycling Club or something like that. I don't know how many folks are on it, but I think he was out here racing at least for a while with his coach. So that's one of the cool things about Seward. Your coaches are allowed to come out and race with you. I guess I should go back and talk about that a little bit for folks who are racing this for the first time or thinking about racing it for the first time. Seward is not a USAC, so not a USA Cycling registered event. You're not going to get any points for it. Wait, hold on. Here goes my buddy Ryder attacking. He's got Cisco on his wheel, Fountain Guy on his wheel. Okay, so this is something that we have talked about in team strategy before. This is a pretty common bike racing strategy. Is so after the preem lap, right? So during the preem, it's pretty common that the folks that are really feeling really fit are really good. Maybe they're the pretty experienced Cat 4 guys, are probably the ones that are going to go for the preem, right? And the idea that we've had is that those folks are generally tired after a preem lap. It's a good opportunity for a counterattack. That wasn't exactly a counterattack what Ryder did, but it was a good time for an attack, right? People are tired, Ryder's feeling good, and he comes up and blasts up to the front. And I think we have Cisco up there near him too, and Ryder's brought back. Everything's brought back right now, but just kind of wanted to highlight that. I know what Ryder was doing there, his attempt to kind of attack after the preem. So yeah, let me jump back into what makes Seward kind of special. So not USA Cycling sanctioned. You're not going to get upgrade points for this. The series standings, race standings, they're all just for Seward. So if you win the race, congratulations. I forget if you even get a prize at the lower levels. I think to prevent sandbagging, to prevent I guess probably Cat 3s or I don't know, folks that could come in and just blow this race away to kind of help try to prevent that from happening. They keep the prizes pretty minimal. I played competitive beach volleyball for years and years and years, and one of the things they always did was they never did cash prizes for the lower divisions, because unlike in cycling and beach volleyball, anybody can register for any level. In cycling, for the most part, you have to register your level. Seward's different. Theoretically, a Cat 1 could come race in this, but I don't think they'd ever live it down. The guy in black here that I think wins both preems in the race. He could be a higher Cat that's dropping down to win prizes, but I doubt it. It's not something I've ever seen at Seward before. you kind of, you just get like really fit people sometimes. But yeah, anyways, it's not sanctioned, no upgrade points. The prices are pretty minimal at the lower levels to, I think, largely just encourage like this race just to be for like, just be for like beginners. And beginners is a pretty loose term. This will be, COVID messed everything up, but like I started racing here in 2019. It's 2022. So, I'm a Cat 4. I'm a beginner, but I'm not a novice, right? I'm not like a brand new beginner. So there's a lot of folks like me that have raced a fair amount that are going to race the 530. So something to keep in mind for if you've come out and raced this and been dropped right away, or have really struggled, something to keep in mind is that it's pretty likely that most of the folks racing in this are not like true novices. And now that I think about it, I won't change my title, now, but I think they call it beginner and they call it Cat 4 or 5. The Seward, race directors do. So it's not like it's a true novice race for folks that have never raced before. But anyways, I just want to say, be patient with yourself. Come out here. If you get dropped, you're allowed to get back in the race. You're just not allowed to, attack or take poles or, really affect the race in any way. Looks like there's a little attack going. The guy in black, wish I got his name. He's making another attack. And I'm doing the same thing as the last time. Like, I know I'm up to the front of the race, so I'm just kind of letting myself drift back. I look down to check my heart rate. It's fine. And once a couple bodies pass me, then I'll kind of step it back up again. But it's a lot of self-preservation for me at Seward. So coming back into the hill, and then more than likely I'll try to make up a couple wheels here. Maybe not on this lap. It looks like I'm going easy-ish. But yeah, the race is more than halfway done already. It's so short. It's 25 minutes of just like punch you in the face cycling. Hammer, 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 rest. Hammer, 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 rest. So now we're going the slide downhill. I'm not on a wheel, but I've still got a good draft, and I'm like 10 people back, 10 riders back. So now I'm looking at my rear view. It's getting a little split up behind me. I guess we've probably, just taking a guess, we've probably lost 8 to 10 people already. But like I said, again, you can jump back in the race. Just be careful. Ride to the far right or to the far left. Generally, the right is more common, but you hear the group coming. Accelerate. You can jump back in. Just kind of sit in the back and and practice drafting and practice racing. Same thing if you get a mechanical at Seward. If you can get yourself fixed up in time, you've got to do it fast, right? It's a short race. You can jump back in. You just can't contend for preems. Can't contend for the sprint. Nothing like that. So I've got some teammates here who are all they look like they have something going here. I think that's Connor coming up on the right, pushing up to the front. We've got Cisco on the left in the white helmet. Taylor right in front of me. He's got the little rain cover on his bike. We have, I think, 3 laps left. So my lap counter is off by 1. Once we get to 12 out of 12, we'll have 1 more lap after that. I'm looking at my review, and Luke, the guy I was talking about earlier, his coach is in the bright pink, who's just jumped in, I think, just for this lap, just to talk to him. So you're allowed to do that. If you have a coach, they can come out and jump in. We've got a rider on the right who looks like he was dropped. I think he's trying to accelerate and jump back in, which is awesome. Hopefully he's able to do that. And my heart rate's, each lap it's like getting a little bit higher. I think like in the first lap, I think my heart rate at the top of the hill was like 160 something, and now it's like in the high 170s. So I'm getting tired. It's only been like 20 minutes or 18 minutes or something, but this race wears on me. I think it's at 1:44 on the race clock. So maybe it's 2 laps after the time runs out. I forget. Okay, there's the inside line, which I started really liking in the last couple laps. All right, UW setting up. We still have a couple laps to go. Ooh, there's some gaps forming in the front. We still have a couple laps to go. So now would not be a bad time to use, for me to use my momentum and try to drift up a little bit closer to the front. This race for the beginner category, having raced it a bunch of times, I don't think I've ever seen a breakaway stick. It does happen in the intermediate and the advanced races, so I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't really play a big part into our team strategy, even though we're a huge team. A lot of our like top Devo guys have already, moved up to Cat 3. So it's been like this wild season for us. Like our guys that are doing really well in these races that might win Seward, they keep catting up. So, So even though we have a big team, I think we're almost to the point now where like most of us that are still in the Gene Johnson Devo squad are like, aside from maybe me and one other guy, are like in their first year, right, or just coming out of Cat 5. So I think we were pretty dominant at the beginning of the season. All those guys catted up, and now it's like the rest of us, it's our chance to kind of step up. But it'll take a little while, right? Because now we're racing against some folks that maybe are in their second year and are about to cat up themselves, and that's kind of it's not really the treadmill, but that's kind of the ladder of racing in the developmental categories. But so I'm in okay position. Yep, here we go. Okay, so time ran out. I was wrong. It's 2 laps left once time runs out. So this lap, and then the final lap. Maybe my lap counter is correct today. I don't know. The map is a little bit off though. You'll see like the little checkered portion up in the top right. That's actually the start line. The finish line is down to the right in that curve. So the start and finish are actually different in this race, which always throws off my Garmin a bit. Oh yeah, okay, so now my lap counter went to 12 of 12, but we actually will have one more lap after this. I think it's because the start-finish line are at different spots. It kind of messes up my Garmin. So here I use a little bit of momentum, move up a little bit. I'm 10th wheel or so, which is fine for me. I don't want to be any further up than this. This isn't the kind of race that I'm usually going to contend for, so I just want to really like absorb the draft and then try to do the best I can at the end. The race is whittled down even more. See, we have like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, we probably have maybe 20 guys. It's a little hard to see. 20 people, right? Men and women racing in this. It's a co-ed race. Maybe less than 20. My power on this one, yeah, it's a little bit lower. No, I do touch 800. I can see folks in the front looking around because we are coming into the final lap. In my opinion, you don't want to be on the front coming down the hill. You want to be, honestly, probably like 5th to 7th wheel coming down the hill. I'm at like 10th. My buddy JD in front of me is, he's at like 9th or whatever. We're in okay position because you get a nice draft coming down the hill and then into the false flat. So here we go, final lap. All right, yeah, my power meter is definitely off by just a little bit. All right, so the final lap. We're at about 10th wheel. And I think my expectation here was, hey, this looks good. I know JD's aggressive. He's up here on the right to my with the black helmet. I was like, I'll probably just pop on JD's wheel. But JD's kind of chilling, so okay, I'll just drift up. And I'm actually in pretty good position here. But I remember now, I'm trying to be so careful with my my energy output that I didn't push up to like 5th wheel like I said I should. I kind of hung out here. And then you can see the race just really quick, just kind of swells up. And now all of a sudden I'm like from 7th wheel to like, now I'm 20th wheel. Happened really fast. So it's just like little mistakes on my part, right? I probably need to be a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, now I'm looking at my rear view. I didn't realize this. I'm like in the very back of the race, right? I'm back of the front group. And yeah, I think I'm in trouble here. I didn't even hit 900 watts, so I must have been tired. Yeah, I must have been more tired in this last lap. It just wore me down, and there goes the race. So my goal really was to finish in the front group. I didn't quite do that. I feel like if I had been 2 wheels up on the guy in orange, the orange helmet up there. If I would have been on his wheel, I could have said I was in the front group, but I didn't get dropped. I finished the race, so you know, I'll take that. And here's Ryder and Connor coming across the finish line. That's it. That's the race. I think I probably 20th out of 30. But I'm not disappointed. I was in the race the whole time. And hey, it's the first race of the season, so lots of room to improve. I'm going to cut over to a quick interview with Peter and Collin.
Yeah, Mike. Hey guys. How'd you guys do?
Good, we got on the podium.
We got third.
Dude, nice job, buddy.
Here you go.
What was your name?
I'm Peter.
Peter.
Yeah, Collin gave me the lead out.
Of course, Colin did.
Yeah.
Nice job, man.
That's right, of course you did.
Oh god. Dude, Seward, 25 minutes is just like,
That's
all it is.
Dude. So baller.
Oh my god. Well, good job, you guys.
Yeah, good to see you out here.
Thanks to whoever.